welcome to a bonus episode of Enter the Nerdom. I'm here with
Stan Morcini.
And bonus Watson Bradshaw.
And I'm B by bonus Chad Cook.
Oh my God. Okay.
For that energy, Stan.
So bonus episode. Yes, we are going to discuss Monday Night Raw, which we all went to recently.
Yeah.
We all love Raw.
We love it in the Raw.
The Raw, man.
We love it raw. Oh wait, no.
I'll have a hot dog every now and then, but I don't consider it raw. I use condiments. You know?
God damn it.
Hey, woo!
Where's your?
Oh, shit!
Oh, damn it.
Matt, we'll insert a whistle there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Monday Night Raw this past Monday, for the holiday because we were all off for the holiday.
President's Day.
President's Day. Thank you, Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
And George Washington.
Whoa. I mean,
Don't they combine the
He's
presidents?
canceled. Probably.
I mean,
Washington's canceled?
He's canceled.
Yeah.
He's canceled.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He had slave teeth in his mouth. He's done.
Sleeve teeth?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Oh, that was wood.
Oh, it's a mixture of both wood
Yeah.
and
Slave teeth.
Yeah. And horse teeth, I think, too.
Jesus.
Yeah. Some. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to fight George Washington.
No.
Anyway, we're talking about Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw. Jesus.
Bonus!
Oh my God. We're turning into a history podcast.
Yep. As you can tell, it's pretty late, and we're all a little loopy.
Yeah. But we wanted to talk about Monday Night Raw real quick.
Yeah.
And our experiences there. We all decided to go together as a group.
There's about 9 of us,
Bros.
right?
Yeah.
It was fun. We all commuted down there and had a good time.
Yeah. The whole thing took place down in Anaheim Honda Center.
Yep.
So we end up getting a awesome little Stan rented an awesome rockin' bang bus.
Well, it was a Wagoneer.
It was a Wagoneer.
Surprisingly, not a Honda, so it was interesting bringing it to the Honda Center.
Yeah. But yeah, we all met up and went down there early, and man, it was a hell of a show.
Yeah, Watson, what did you think?
I mean, I'm a sucker for wrestling, as you know, and I didn't know, going into it. I know that like next week is the big pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber, which is taking place in Australia.
Mm-hmm. What?
Exactly. So what? And I didn't know like what to expect. A lot of like setup for that. A lot of I didn't expect a lot of big matches because most of the big names would probably be like not wanting to get hurt the week before.
Right.
A big pay-per-view. But we got some huge matches going down. Starting off, the first matchup was Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a huge match, and it was pretty awesome. What did you guys think of it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't been keeping up with a lot of wrestling, and, I was more in the Attitude area, like late 90s, early 2000s and stuff. But watching it was fun to be there. The lively crowd who were more involved than I was with the storyline and all that stuff. It was good. It was great because that amped me up more so than I would be like sitting at home on the couch.
Yeah.
So, but the match was very lively. I mean, I don't like McIntyre. He's much huger in person than.
I didn't realize how big that guy is. Just like big beefy dude.
He's a huge guy.
Yeah.
Huge.
Personally, like I think he would in a real fight manhandle Cody.
Yeah.
But obviously, Yeah, but no, it was still an entertaining fight. And then obviously the what do you call it when they jump when people from outside the ring jump in? No, they jump in and sabotage the match.
Yeah, like interfere with it.
Interference from Usos.
Yeah. Of course, they're doing a big setup for Bloodline versus Cody in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So we had Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso getting drew the win basically by tagging up against Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
But even before the match, we should talk about this. Just the vibe of it all. I think the crowd was really into it. We had really great seats. We were close to the entranceway, but like on the what would be called the hard camera side. Mm-hmm. So the side where most people play towards camera would be towards us.
There's a big boom in our way.
There's a big boom. I mean, obviously we were in the way of the shot, but and it's interesting because for me, what I found was interesting was that we couldn't hear the commentators.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So for us, it was just hearing a lot of the smacking around, hitting the canvas and everything, and the counting 1, 2, 3. When obviously you're missing that adds a big part when you're watching it live.
Yeah.
Because the commentating is very important to like sell a lot of like how big these moves are. Because you're just seeing someone get chucked around. It's just kind of like,
yeah.
Well,
but the crowd gets into it. Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say there's a speed to the commentary that even if they're moving slow in the ring, it helps the momentum of because the story they're trying to tell.
There's a lot of
fight.
pacing involved with the match, and like slowing down and then coming back to each other.
And I'd say that was like the one negative for me because since I am not as well connected with it now, that seeing it almost silent. And then the slaps in the ring and the hitting of it was cool to see, but it was like less. The octane wasn't there unless the crowd was obviously uproaring. So there was lulls for me, and then there was the higher moments obviously when.
And I don't know if you guys have gone back to watch any of the matches on television that we were there for the live event.
No,
it's cool to watch. It's just because it feels a little. You're like. Oh, it feels a little different, like being able to hear the commentary and stuff. So, and they're all, I think most of the matches on YouTube now. So,
okay,
that's pretty dope. Yeah.
Our second match was a 12-woman battle royale. Yeah, I believe. Mm-hmm. Man, I mean, like that one I wasn't expecting to see.
No,
it was great with that when the second they rung the bell, boom, they just exploded and they started going at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just I mean, there was like no room in that ring.
Yeah.
It was just filled, and it got to a point where it was hard to kind of keep track of who was in, who was out. Still, there was a lot of people there. So I didn't know that like Chelsea Green pretended to go out until the end. Like I didn't know about that, and I thought she was just out. But and then we had Raquel Rodriguez ended up winning that match, so she advanced to Elimination Chamber, which is next week. So what did you guys think of the battle royale? Was it weird seeing that many people? Was it like fun, or was it like I couldn't keep track of things?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly couldn't keep track of who was in there. They introduced every single wrestler before they jumped in the ring. But I was like, who is this? As soon as it started, I was like, I'm not sure who's who. It didn't matter because it was so much fun just seeing just like the little individual battles that were going on.
Yeah.
When somebody got thrown out of the ring, it was fun.
Yeah.
And as it got whittled down, you can kind of focus on 3 or 4 fighters or wrestlers, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good way to mix things up. I had fun.
Sorry.
Oh no, I pretty much the same what Stan said, that it was hard to really focus in on one particular person, but like if you did, you just kind of followed them throughout the ring until it started to clear up a bit more, and then you had more of a idea of who you possibly wanted to win.
Right.
So it was very that was one of the highlighted matches that I thought was really good.
Yeah. And then after that, you end up getting like a 8-man tag team.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Match between we had R-Truth and Miz as Awesome Truth. We had DIY in there, and then we also had Judgment Day. So we had 4 members of Judgment Day in there. Yet again, lots of bodies being thrown around.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, R-Truth is always entertaining.
Yeah.
It's crazy thing that guy is like in his early 50s.
Yeah.
He's been wrestling since the 90s. And I mean, he wrestled in WCW,
Right.
and he's still going, and still like, and probably now more popular than he's ever been.
Yeah.
You know, with this whole the whole Judgment Day angle.
Well, the great thing about that match was that people love R-Truth, so every time he got it, everybody was just like cheering for him to get to hop in. When he finally hops in, you know, he was doing a really good job. He definitely knows what he's doing. The crowd was loving it. They ended up losing that match, but everybody felt it.
Yeah.
When he lost, you know, the entire crowd was like boo. They're like booing the other team, and it was great wrestling skills in total from both those teams.
Oh yeah.
And then it was great. They were getting thrown off outside of the ring. They were going thrown into guys who were standing outside the ring. It was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of movement.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard to focus on like one section of it for like a solid minute because it was a lot of fights going on inside and outside the ring. So, but it was still a lot of fun. It was definitely one of the more entertaining matches.
Well, one of my favorite parts of it too was R-Truth calling DIY DX.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so they started doing DX's moves.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, that's really good. That's really fun.
And R-Truth was doing the "You can't see me."
Yeah,
the whole crowd was doing the "You can't see me."
He's so good, man.
That's obviously, I know it's a joke, but is that like his shtick that he just?
Yeah, he's just confused.
Yeah,
like that's his whole bit.
That's great.
And then anything else you want to add on that one?
No, I mean pretty much. I agree with all that. Also, I did notice like while a fight between two people in the ring or outside of the ring were going on, there were people on the outskirts of the ring waiting to get tagged, and while they were doing that, I guess their other job is to keep the crowd revved up, so they would kind of look at the crowd and
a lot of work going on.
Yeah, so I obviously watching it on TV, you don't really notice that.
Yeah, true.
Probably with the camera angles and everything like that. But I was like, oh, that makes sense. So it's like to keep the momentum up for the audience at home with the cheers, so it's not just silent the whole time. I
do love how there's like a lot of stuff going on watching it in person that you would miss watching it on television. Like the final match was between Jey Uso and what's his name? Gunther, yeah. And as Gunther was walking down the ramp, you know, because the lights are off, he was having some kind of conversation with the cameraman at the ringside. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
But they were like having a really good conversation. They're both like laughing, and then they would like kind of step away, and then they'd start talking again. And it was just like
because they were like playing a package.
So he was like,
"Oh, you got it."
And the lights are down. Around the ring. So like he was just like standing. He came down. Of course, he's doing his whole bit coming down the street. Like, I'm a badass Imperium. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna fuck Jey Uso up. But as he gets ringside and the lights go down, and he's like talking to the cameraman, like, and they're both like giggling about something.
I've seen him.
And then the lights come on, and he's all serious.
Yeah,
it was great.
I've seen him do like podcasts, like not in character, like, and he's just the nicest dude. And
that's
just,
what
like,
I've heard. He's a good guy.
You know, so it's funny because he does play such a posing badass, and man, like he was just every chop. Like it's crazy how far we were. Like we're in this huge stadium, and every time he would chop Jey Uso's chest, like it felt like a shot. Like it just, you could hear it. Like like it was like a shot. It was
like
crazy.
A bullet, a gunshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Your love was in there, mommy.
I know. I
thought she was gonna be there. Well,
I intimidated her, I guess.
I think you did.
But your second runner-up was there.
Oh yeah, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch.
Oh, sweet Becky. Yeah. She came on stage because of course that was another nice surprise. Was she came out to talk about Elimination Chamber, and then all the other girls that are in Elimination all came out on stage.
Yeah.
They all did their little no I should win, and then Nia Jax showed up and just basically decimated everyone because she's got the big match with Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber, and to show like this is the woman to she might win the title, so of course you have her take out everyone else, right? But yeah, no, that was a fun little exchange that wasn't expected to happen, but it was nice, a nice little setup for a why are these women all against each other kind of thing,
Like before,
because it was like Bianca Belair was there, Liv Morgan.
They brought all like a majority of the people that were out or not even in that first women's match.
It was a lot. I mean, they brought a lot of people, a lot of the superstars out.
But every star that came out to talk to Becky in the ring, I was just like, I was kind of like, I was like, all right, let's move it along. And I know they were telling a story, but in my head, I was jokingly with you guys. I was like, just hit her. You know?
Yeah,
That's all you got to do.
Hit her, yeah.
It's like, she's talking shit to you. Just hit her.
Just turn a chest.
I mean, eventually they turn on each other. And
They did finally.
Yeah.
But it was just funny that I was like, it's like, I know this is going to lead to someone getting hit. Just hit her.
Oh, and another great thing I loved about it's going back to watching things in person that you can't see on television. With the woman elimination match that we were talking about. Every time a woman would get thrown out of the ring, a female wrestler get thrown out of the ring, she would like be stumbling around and in pain and limping. But as soon as they got past like the camera angles,
right,
and especially where we were, because we were like
we could see the exit area.
As soon as they got past the cameras, they were like, "Hey!" And they started waving and smiling to everybody. And people would be like talking to them, and then they'd be talking back to them, and it was as soon as it was great. Like step out of the camera, side of the camera, limping, step out of and then cheering all of a sudden.
That's the one thing about wrestling now. It's very interesting. Is everyone knows about kayfabe now. Everyone knows that they're playing characters.
Yeah.
So it's not like the days when like the Undertaker would never drop character, right?
Yeah.
Like even if he was in the hotel lobby, he would be the Undertaker,
right?
And
you'd think he's serious,
Like now, because of social media, I think they realize like that doesn't really work if we want to connect to fans.
Right.
Yeah.
We could be these characters when we're on stage. Or when we're on the ring, but then after that, we're just we're ourselves. We're doing a job.
And you can feel that in the audience because they're part of the joke. They love it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're getting wrapped up with it.
It's a different kind of way of looking at things, but and that's why it's so funny when we see like characters like there was a great match between Ivar the Viking, and Chad Gable, and it's like Ivar the Viking is such an old school like 80s wrestling idea, because it's like he's not like because everyone else is kind of given up on like I'm not the tax guy anymore. I'm not the but he's like I'm still why is he still a Viking,
right?
And then they give him a bit where he talks and it's like the guy's like clearly from Chicago or something, and he's just like, oh yeah, then we're us Vikings are gonna take you out, and you're like, what is this?
I mean that. Oh, go on.
No, well, that match, Fluffy was there. Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
And everybody was yelling, "We want Fluffy!" Yeah. And he was getting into. Yeah, the crowd was getting into it. But during that match, as they're going at it, people were chanting, "We want Fluffy!" So he stood up for the first time, and the crowd went wild. Yeah. And the Viking guy was like yelling at him and probably screaming at him, probably like, "Sit down!" Yeah. And then Fluffy was like holding his arms up to him, like, "Yeah, what's up, man?"
and that's that in a technical sense, that match is really good. Ivar and Chad Gable are probably two of the best technical wrestlers out there.
Yeah.
So seeing them up against each other is very cool. I just think the crowd didn't care as much.
They weren't into it as much, for sure.
Because there was a lot of chance like we want tables,
tables,
and it's just like it's not their thing.
As someone who's not as interesting as you, what tables means? What, bring out the tables and slam people into them?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Well, and I heard them saying that. I heard them cheering that, and then at the announcers table, I saw them clearing it for the final match. I was like, "Oh, there you go. Someone's going to throw it into it."
But
again, something you can't see on camera,
right?
You could see them like taking all the heavy equipment out. And,
because there's like monitors and stuff in there, which could like wreck your back.
Yeah.
The well, like with the, I think it's a fun gimmick of a person, like it could almost, if he took it in the direction, like it's very meta, like it's like, I know I'm not a real Viking, and but I'm sticking to it, and I'm
he's one of the last of the like the 80s style wrestlers, but I mean he does such a great job.
He does,
and he's cultivated that character so well. I mean, like I don't know how. I mean, it'd be weird if he came in like just was like, no, just regular guy from 2024.
Well, like I think if he did more fanfare for it, if it was more like he had a boat of guys like rowing him down the ramp, and it's like like a real raid from a Viking.
Yeah, because right now, there was two raiders.
Well, yeah, there's him, and then the girl.
Right. No, but there's also another male Viking as well.
Oh, okay.
Because usually they're a tag team.
Ah.
And then you've got Valhalla, the girl Viking.
But personally, I obviously I don't think I would have went with the name Ivar. Like, if anything, if you're doing Vikings, like just pull from Norse mythology. Be Loki, be Thor, be something.
They probably think that's played out or something.
I mean, I don't.
Or Marvel's got too much of a hold on it.
Yeah. Well, no, Norse mythology.
I know anyone could use it.
Yeah, you could just pull up just any freaking name
out
of there and just be like, oh, that's cool, and then he just does that gimmick.
Be bolder.
Like, imagine if he was Thor and then he comes out and like lightning hits his like hammer on the ramp, like a fake laser.
That'd be dope. Yeah,
that'd be dope. Or if you have him as Odin and then like a bunch of ravens just go out into the crowd, but it's light ravens. CGI, like
I think Chad's working on his character.
I think so.
Mine would be.
Oh my god! Here we go. Get that 7-second delay.
No, yeah. Beep, 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 beep. What you say, Chad? No, I would do the
What did you guys think of the final match?
I mean, it's great. I mean, yet again, like Jey Uso. You're not a fan, Jay? Or
no, the match was
the match itself.
Yeah,
it was okay. Yeah, it was okay.
For me, it was just him getting slapped around by Gunther the whole time. I was like,
he got slapped a lot.
I was like, I get it, but at least let there be some resistance in that, because he was just taking it. Well, there were moments where he would jump back and like fight good, but it would not last more than a second or two.
Yeah,
and then I was like, then what's the point of this? I don't get it. Because, like, really, it wasn't telling me a story at all. It was just him getting beat up.
I think there's a lot, because, I mean, for Jey Uso's only been doing single competition for, like, the past 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
He was a tag team with his brother for, like, 11 years.
Yeah.
So I think he's still trying to figure out, like, who he is as a singles.
Right.
I understand that, but, like, even with, like, at a point, Cody comes out to save him.
Right, yeah.
Because, his other brother, Jimmy, tries to interfere in the match.
Yep.
I think if they did the story more like throughout the match, they were on par with each other, and then near the end, Uso's gaining momentum and about to win. Then
it was a near fall, like it was a 1-2, and then Solo Sikoa went and started hitting the bell.
Yeah, right. yeah. That was
to end the match, and everyone was like freaking out, like what's going on? Because I mean, it could have. I mean, it felt like all right, they're gonna give the Intercontinental title away from Gunther, which he's held it longer than the Honky Tonk Man. He's had it over 600 days, I think.
Well, like because it just like if Uso did win, it didn't feel earned to me in that match.
Yeah,
like it's like okay, he speared him a couple times, and then he pins him. I'm like, what was that?
He's got a very very small set of moves.
Like like the high flying stuff he tried to do. Yeah, if he landed those, I was like, okay,
yeah, he's got the Samoan splash and stuff.
But other than that, I was just like, I don't. Yeah. I like throughout the match, I was like, okay, so he's not going to win. I don't know how it's going to take place, but he's not.
Right.
It didn't feel like it, and they had to do it that way. So I was like, okay.
True.
But yeah.
But and then after the match was all said and done, and the cameras were off, we had a surprise. Yeah. Cody Rhodes came out. He said, "Thank you to everyone for being there," and someone else wanted to say hi, and it was CM Punk.
CM Punk, yeah.
So CM Punk came out. I mean, he's been injured now since Royal Rumble with a torn tricep. He had surgery on that like last week or something. So a lot of people were like bummed out because he literally just joined back again with WWE. Yeah. So, but he was in good spirits, it looked like, and was excited to be there. Yeah. He didn't have to be there,
No.
So it was nice to have him come out and they shared some time and threw some stuff out to the crowd.
Yeah, Jey used to throw his shoes out there after signing him.
And then
they took one of the buckle guards.
Yep.
And they signed that, threw it out.
And CM Punk was like, I don't have anything except for here's $100.
$100, yeah. But they give them away to all the people in the front row.
Yeah, so it's they give them to like a bunch of kids in the front row. So
kids, yeah.
But it's good to have the good seats. Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fun though. I had a good time. I'm not a big wrestling person, but I like live performances and I like hanging with you guys.
Yeah.
So we had a good time just going down there and just hanging out, and I was getting pumped into it, especially when Cody Rhodes was coming down and doing his famous song. Whoa!
Yeah.
I was getting into it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, man. It was a lot of fun.
And he's electric, man. Like
Yeah.
he really knows how to pump up a crowd.
Right.
And he's been doing it so long. Like he's getting to be the big guy on for that company.
Yeah, he's becoming the face of it little by little. And I also got into when R-Truth was doing "You Can't See Me," I did it too. I was like, "You can't see me." I got into it. Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, it really is the crowd as a whole of the character.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I've been watching old wrestling. I've been watching wrestling during the pandemic when they didn't have crowds. Like watching WrestleMania with no audience.
But she sounded terrible. Yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah,
and it looks weird because the wrestlers don't know who to play to.
Right, and the sounds are all strange because it's real, like
echoey.
Yeah. So it's been interesting to watch.
I remember watching UFC during the pandemic when they were doing that, and it was just it was more brutal than it usually is because you could hear the actual like slapping of like the fists on the flesh. Yeah. It was just oof. So when they hit each other, it was like, oh god, ouch! That sounded like it really hurt. Which is a sound you really can't hear as much when there's a crowd going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a great time. I'm glad we experienced it because Dan had brought it up and like, let's all go see Monday Night Raw. And the only other wrestling I'd seen live before then was WrestleMania.
Yeah, and thanks to Dan again for kind of pushing us all to go and making it all happen.
A lot of fun. You guys got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to bring up today they dropped the Borderlands movie trailer.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
So just it looks really interesting. It looks very I said it looks very much like the Suicide Squad or something like that.
Exactly,
like
yeah.
It's got a needle drop song in the trailer and lots of high color and everything like that. Great cast though.
Really good cast.
Insane
dude.
for
Really
a Borderlands movie. I was very surprised.
I think it's a great cast, other than one Kevin Hart as the soldier character. I understand he's trying to jump into action, and for comedy wise, yes, I could see him doing which he's done before. But this, because I would think his character would probably be the most serious of the group. So I don't see him doing that, and so either this movie is more comedic all around, and that's the case. But you already have Jack Black, you already have all these other voices. I don't think you need that other comedian. So I think it could have used a serious.
I'm definitely getting more of a romp kind of feel from it.
For sure.
Trailer.
Well, I saw the comments on the YouTube video, and it was all basically what you're saying, Chad. Kevin Hart again, eye roll. This movie. Oh, I was into it until I saw Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And another comment I saw that had probably the most like comment was like, I'm good not seeing the same 10 actors over and over again.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I get it.
I mean, they're doing that a lot in Hollywood with pushing a lot of the same actors in some stuff. And no offense to them, it's just when you're oversaturated like that, people are going to lose interest.
Yeah, exactly.
With Pedro Pascal casted as Mr. Fantastic, people are like,
good example.
Again, people are already hating on it because. So I just think, I would think an actor at the time maybe in their head. They just don't notice it themselves because they're so separated from the property after the fact, or they don't know when it's coming out, and it might end up being so close to one that they're in. So it's just where if it ends up that way, people are just going to be like, oh, okay, okay, So
yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll see a little bit more coming down with it, and I don't know, but it looks interesting. I mean, some of them, the character designs look ripped right out of the game. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fun. It's just I'm not going to try to nitpick from the game because this game itself is so zany.
Right.
I really hope they bring in Handsome Jack
as
a villain or however they pull it off. But I think a good Handsome Jack would be Sam Rockwell. I think he could sell it. But I don't know. Maybe they'll go a route that's unpredictable. So
I was thinking Justin Trudeau for some reason, not the prime minister.
Okay, I was like,
the actor from Leftovers.
Yeah, Justin Long. You mean?
Oh no, not Justin Long. He's talking about
Thoreau.
Thoreau.
Yeah,
my bad. Yeah.
You know what? I could see. I very much could see him. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I could see it. Yeah.
So yeah, we want to bring that up. I also I turned on Disney Plus because I wanted to rewatch some old X-Men cartoons before the new series started, and the latest season of Bad Batch just dropped.
Oh,
so the first 3 episodes came out. It's the last season of the Bad Batch. I don't know if you guys are watching that at all.
I watched the first 2 episodes of the first season. I didn't come back to it.
Okay.
It's not that I didn't like it. I will eventually.
Yeah.
But it didn't capture me like, oh, I can't wait to see this. I want to see more of it.
I really dug it. I like the whole dynamic with the squad that they are, and this season has a lot to do with. It ties up a lot of stuff with the mystery of Omega and like why she's special and why is the Emperor after her in particular.
Okay. Yeah.
So I watched the first 3 episodes this morning. Like boom, boom, boom. Like you know. So can't wait to see more of that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Yeah. Take us out, Chad, of this bonus episode.
Bonus.
That's been a first, and could it be a last bonus episode for Enter the Nerdom?
No.
Who knows? Probably not. Stan stated it right here, right now.
I don't think. Why would it be?
I mean, I'm trying to create suspense here, but
it's not.
No.
Just, keep listening for the after bonus special.
With you heard it here from Stan first with certainty that there will be more bonuses down the road.
Oh, I thought you were going to do, since we're talking about wrestling, you do Macho Man.
I mean, that was earlier. I mean, I could do it now, but no.
Forget it.
I mean,
the moment's gone.
It'll feel forced.
Yeah.
No, this moment's gone.
No, okay, yeah, it's gone.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.